Hi, I'm Mabel, and I'll be presenting my gameplay for assignment 1. So my text will be shown over here, the dialogue, and I'll play the game now. So I can see Hunter over there, but I won't go there first. I'll go here. It says that the area is blocked. I should talk to Hunter. So for this part, if I enter the area, I can press F to talk to Hunter. But if I exit the area, I cannot press F. So I talk to Hunter. Triggers a dialogue. And also a cutscene. Followed by another dialogue. So if I come over here, this tells me that the area is blocked. I should find another way. So I see a way over here, so I'll go here. Over here, there's another trigger. Where it triggers a cutscene. And also some dialogue. So I can come over here to talk to the person. And similarly, if I exit the area, I can't interact with the person anymore. So I'll talk to the person. So she tells me that I have to find her toy boss. So if I come and interact with her again, she'll just spawn this dialogue where she says that, have you did you get my toy ball yet? So if I don't get her toy ball, she'll keep spawning this. So I'll go get the toy ball first. Or I'll find it, maybe it's over here. You can see by the lights. Yeah, it's over here. I have to do some parkour over here to get the toy ball. So I reach over here. I can press E to collect. The lights are gone, and the toy ball is also gone. So I can head back to Mary to give her the toy ball. So I talk to Mary, and she spawns a different dialogue now. It will keep spawning this dialogue to tell the player where to go if they are lost. So she tells me to turn right, and I'll find enemy. I'll turn right. I'll follow the lights over here as it can tell me like where to go. I see there's a way here, and here. And it spawns another dialogue where it says that Anime is not here, and there's a note on the door. So I can come over here and check out the note. So I collected Anme's note. If I press again, it will just say that the note is already collected. So I can head on over to here, which is the only way. It triggers a cutscene, which shows the marketplace. It also tells me that the fog is getting thicker, as you can see. So I'll head on down. So here you can see 2 tents. I can search in both tents to see where's the answer. I'll search over here first. There's nothing in here. Triggers another cutscene. So the lights go out. It shows that I already searched in this tent, and I should find in another tent. So if I head back here and interact, I cannot do it because I already searched the area. So I'll go on to this other tent and search again. So I found the answer. I collected the answer and unlocked the teleport. So the lights also goes out and I can't interact here anymore. I see a red light over here. If I go here, please press F to teleport. So I can teleport over here. So if I hit on over here, I see a glowing eyes, which triggers a cutscene, also a dialogue. After the dialogue, the door disappears and the lights turn back to a warmer tone instead of the red. That's all for my gameplay. Thank you. So now I'll be talking about the making of my game. So for the assets obtained from various sources, I actually obtained most of my meshes from Fab and also Sketchfab. I also obtained like my sound, the ambience effect from Freesound. And for the art decision that I made, I actually made for the fog. There's actually two parts of the fog that I have in the game, as you can see. So the first one is actually the exponential height fog, as you can see from here. So if I go in an area, I can see it like to a certain distance and the rest is all just fog. So for the other fog is this thick fog where you can see that it's moving and you can see right over here. So this fog is made using a material that I made using a tutorial. So all this is made over here. So I also did some lighting to tell where the player should go. So for example over here, it highlights to the player that Hunter is over here, so I should go to him. So throughout the gameplay, there's these lights that help the player. And some of these lights for the for example, like for this interactable, it will delete when you collect the interactable to indicate that you have already collected the object itself. So I also made it so that at some parts of the area, like over here, you can see that the landscape is made as a backdrop to show that this is not just the only area in the game. There's at least like a mountain over here. I also added sound effects and the sound in the background to make the players feel immersed in the game, to make it feel like it's kind of like creepy and scary. You can hear from here. And when I interact with Hunter, there's a sound effect. So these sound effects are placed in the environment itself and also in the blueprint for when I interact with the character and also when I collect some items. My ambience music is also made to be looped. Also, my environment is kind of made to look a bit like the Silent Hill game, like for the fog itself. And also, I made it so that the sky is quite bright, but even though it's bright, it's makes the fog and the environment itself makes the player feel that it's a bit scary if there's no one around. So that's all for my art decisions. For my optimization, I enabled LEDs for some of the bigger objects like this tent over here. there's the LED that is custom. So when I go closer, it's more detailed. I use the built-in landscape function, you can see from here, and use instant foliage from the environment, like the forest over here, and also in the village itself, like here, but it's lesser. I also limited the size and compression of most of my textures, as you can see over here. So before this, a lot of my textures were mostly 4K, so I tried to limit it to mostly like 2 to 1K, and the smaller objects are 500. So I didn't make the ground texture to, I didn't change the ground texture because I scared that it would I'm scared that the texture will not look as good as it is like very big over here. So I also enabled nanite for the rest of my objects that doesn't use LED to optimize my level, and also mostly downloaded the lowest poly mesh for my objects, for my imported objects. So for my blueprints, I mostly made blueprints through the level blueprint. So these are all my blueprints. So my base blueprint is actually using the trigger boxes, as I felt that it's quite useful. So trigger boxes over here, and I adjusted the blueprint to fit whatever things I want, like the cutscene and the dialogues. So for the main one, it's when I enter the trigger box, I could press the F key, and when I leave the trigger box, I can't press the F key. So that is done by using the Boolean tool, like for Mary. So if I enter the trigger box, I set the Boolean to positive, to true. And if I exit the trigger box, I set the Boolean to false. So when the Boolean is true, I can press the F key and it triggers the sequence. I also added the sound cues over here when interacting with like NPCs and objects. Also, the more complicated blueprints it's actually for Mary, as Mary has 3 different dialogues for different parts. So for the first part, after I triggered the first trigger box, I destroyed the trigger box and made it so that the second trigger box could work over here. Then for the getting the toy ball, I used the Boolean node to make sure that as long as you don't get the toy ball, the second dialogue will always keep spawning. And if the get toy ball Boolean is true, then it will trigger a new dialogue. So for the get toy ball Boolean, I linked it to the object over here. So when I interact with this object, the get toy ball will become true over here. And it also destroys the actor for both the light and the toy ball. So this is most of my blueprints are basically a mix and match of all of this. mostly using booleans. And I also made this teleport area where immediately if I enter the area I can press F, if I exit the area I cannot press F. But it's different to the rest as by pressing F it triggers the teleport, where it teleports the player to a different location, which is right over there, which is the forest there. That's all for my making of the game. Thank you.